Uncle Clark's got a popsicle, looks like.
Yes, he does. There they are, 2 out of 3. We're recording you right now. What do you got to say?
La 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 la.
That makes sense. How about you, Carver? What do you have to say?
What? Oh.
What is it you want to say?
I don't really know.
You don't remember?
No.
How was class today?
What?
How was class today?
Scoot over.
It was good.
You come right here.
What?
So he can see you. Look
Get
at this
next
one.
to your dad.
Oh.
There you are. Yeah, what did you study today at school?
What did I study?
Where'd you go today?
Oh, I went to the drinking course today.
What's that?
It's a mountain in Montana.
Ooh, really? Did you take a bus?
Yep.
How many people were on the bus?
A bunch of people.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
That's
Like,
definitely a
were
lot.
all the grade classes there? All the second grade classes?
Did you look for animals or anything?
Yeah, I think so.
Did you look for animals?
What? Oh, did I look for animals? No.
Okay. What else did you look for while you were in the mountains?
What did you do?
Well, I did see a millipede.
Ooh, cool. Carver, how was your day?
It was good.
Yeah, I met Cam. I'm sorry. Cam, how was your day?
Come here. Come tell us how your day was.
Alex, Crawford, don't do that.
Come here. Come here, Kim. Come here. Yeah, well, how was your day today?
Are you started school yet, Cam?
Yeah, I already started.
Yep. How's your teacher?
Good.
What's her name?
Miss Rega.
Cool.
And
I
what
can
did you
see
do
all
today?
3 of you at the same time.
Coley, come here. Coley, come here.
Now we're going to have another one here.
We just were. What did we do outside just now, Cam? You just looking at your video of the top one?
Yeah.
Is it getting cool out there yet?
Oh yeah, it's getting cooler. Hey, Coley, you want to come here?
We got all sorts of people here. And Mallory was there too.
Hi, I'm Mr. Baby.
Are you a baby?
Yeah.
Oh, you're Coley. You're Coley.
Baby.
Good stuff.
You're Mr. Baby.
Yeah. Man, you guys are full energy.
That's fantastic.
Bedtime, that's why.
You guys tell everybody good night.
Chloe, this is you. Chloe, that's you.
Can you get? They all see each other, huh?
You see?
What?
Oh, sorry, Serge.
So you guys about ready to go to sleep?
Yeah.
Don't spit on the camera.
I gotta go. Hello, dog.
That's
Good one.
Serge.
What's you doing?
He's a good pup.
All right, you guys better go to sleep.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. What's he doing?
Bye-bye. We'll talk to you later.
Get rowdy.
Say goodnight.
Yeah.
Good night.
Good night. Oh, one more thing.
No.
Hey there.
Bye.
Bye
Right
bye.
on the back.
Bye. Have fun.
We'll do.
It's weird because the camera flips you, so I see him like I'm used to looking.
I
All
can't
right.
believe you weren't already.
I stopped when the kids left and I restarted, so I had a new thing.
Okay.
Okay, so we got a whole list of stuff. Probably won't get through it all. Let's see, what is this? It's September 26th, 2013,
23.
23.
Yeah.
2023. With all three of us. Hopefully we'll figure out who we are. So what do you guys want to start? You want to try Yellowstone, or do you have something in mind?
No, I think you guys came up with the list, so I'll defer to you guys.
That's the start of it. So do you remember the Yellowstone trip with Granddad? What was it, 10 days?
How could I forget?
You don't remember how long it was?
No, 10 days. Yeah. It was
Something
10
like
days.
that.
2 up, 2 back.
10 days.
3 up, 3 back.
And not a day sooner for certain.
Do you remember the last day we said, let's just go? And he said, nope. It's 10 days. We're staying in, where were we? Taos. And we went and rented a video.
Yeah.
Watched a
Was it
video.
Taos or Red River?
Pardon?
Was it Red River?
Ooh.
No, we were in Taos.
Was it Taos? Okay. Yeah, remember the little creek?
I've gone through Red
River.
River. I don't remember. Go ahead.
Was the
I had that little creek.
putt open that day?
There was a putt-putt right out next to where we parked, yeah.
Yeah, I recall playing putt-putt up in Taos.
Yeah, I guess I don't remember going. That's interesting.
Yeah, I gave you a good picture. Yeah.
So let's see, where did we start? We went, I think we
Where we
stayed
went?
at Jackson Hole, Wyoming, or we went into Colorado for a night. You guys remember that?
Didn't we go up through Utah?
Yeah,
Then we went through
Salt Lake
Utah.
City, and came down through Colorado? Came
I think
down
the
right-
first place we went, well, maybe we just drove through Colorado to get to Utah.
Yeah, I can't remember. Those are
You
the
remember
details.
that
I
place
didn't
we
have back
stayed
then.
at? Go ahead.
I was gonna say I don't remember the route. I was
Yeah.
too naive at that age to know what we were doing.
How old were you
I
guys?
remember we...
I think I was 14.
Oh, wow.
I think.
Yeah, I thought I was 14. Maybe... Then that makes me 12? Yeah, maybe I was a little younger.
I
Yep.
think I was a freshman in high school
I'll be darned.
because I had my. I remember wearing my sweater.
That's pretty cool.
Look at your goalie.
Hey, do you remember it was an RV park we stayed at in Utah?
Was that one of the ice cream social ones? Or the,
Yeah, where we had
I
ice
don't know,
cream
Marco-
socials and played Marco Polo in that little pool.
Marco Polo in the pool.
That was a blast.
Was that in Utah?
Yep, that was in Utah.
That was in Utah.
There's
That's what I
some kid
recall.
there that kept...
Say what?
I'll pick
I just recall some kid cheating on Marco Polo, opening his eyes.
I don't remember that. That's funny. Didn't we try and play it without any Marco Polo, with just saying nothing?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the
That was-
silent.
That's hard. I like that.
That's way better.
Yeah,
Yeah, it was
it's
fun.
doable.
That was fun.
And you remember going all the way to Montana and fishing in Montana?
Yeah, we
Yeah,
picked up,
I caught...
snuck up to fish the Gardner.
Was it Gardner?
Yeah.
Was it?
What was that called?
I caught that little fish that was like 3 inches.
Very good. I think
Yeah,
you beat Andrew too. Didn't he not catch any fish there?
I don't remember that part.
Yeah, I don't know if Andrew walked under, because we walked under that like bridge kind of thing.
Yeah.
I don't remember.
So do you remember Riddle Lake?
Definitely remember Riddle Lake.
How long did it take to hike in there?
Man, I recall 2 hours.
Yeah, I think it was
I
2.5.
remember
It was long.
Yeah.
I remember all the logs were knocked down from a fire.
And it was all the deadfall, yeah.
Yeah, and then man, that doubled the time getting around the lake because we went all the way to the mouth.
Yeah, I remember the swans, too, on the lake.
Yeah, that was really cool. Do you remember the elk?
The wildlife.
Yeah, I remember the elk.
Remember we said, don't run no matter what you see, and we're walking along, and all of a sudden this elk comes out of the water, and we're running like scared chickens.
Yeah, we just ran down and it hit the shoreline, and
We turned the little corner and looked back, and he was already going back in the water.
yeah,
Scared the crap out of us.
that was pretty
Glad
cool.
it stopped.
Well, yeah, that was stupid of me panicking. That's a natural cutthroat, isn't it? We caught a couple cutthroat, if I recall.
Yeah, I think Real Lake's all
I think-
natural. I don't think there's even lake trout in it.
Oh, wow.
Whereas a lot of
So, do
those
you
lakes-
remember on the way back going by the alligator farm?
Yeah, I think that trip, if I had to put the highlights down, was like Riddle Lake was super fun, and then the alligator farm was like one of the better. I mean, that was just super unique.
It was a blast.
Yeah.
We were catching
go-
all sorts of weird fish, tilapia.
And then
Yeah, just the
tilapia,
tilapia.
and then we gave the dude that worked there one of the tilapias to feed the gators with, and when he tossed it over, he missed the water, and so he jumped the fence into the gator pen to go wiggle the water on the shore, or wiggle the fish on the shore.
That was dangerous.
I remember him jumping. Do you remember? Okay, so there's the main alligator pen, and then they had like the aluminum metal shed.
I don't remember
Yeah.
that.
And so there was like the spot where we were catching carp too, and they were throwing carp over.
I remember that, yeah.
But then,
Oh,
so
maybe
there
this
was a space between, like a little run between the metal shed and the fence. And there was like a piece of plywood in front of the gator that had ripped through the fence. They had like put some plywood there so it couldn't get out.
Oh,
Do you remember that?
I don't remember that.
Yeah, it was like a... Oh, yeah, there was like a piece
Gator
of plywood. Yeah, for like the alleyway. And then there's like a gator in there laying eggs, I think it was, if I recall.
I guess that place may not exist anymore. That's been a few years.
They had a TV show.
They had a TV show
I think like the Discovery Channel or something.
about that place?
Really?
May have to
Yeah.
look that up.
Yeah, but I do think it went under like not too long ago.
Oh, okay. At least it
But
had
didn't it
some
have hot
life.
springs? It had like some hot springs there that was keeping the water warm for the gators.
Oh, wow, I didn't know that.
And I remember you're thinking like, okay,
Guess that
There's
explains
that
the tilapia
gator.
too.
yeah, there's that gator sitting in the alleyway, and we're like fishing these like canals. You know, how many gators are in these canals? These are like these little irrigation canals.
Yeah,
Yeah.
kind of dangerous.
We survived
A little
though.
Yeah, remember when we went back because we were late and it was dark? My dad was just absolutely flipped out. Thought we got eaten by something.
Yeah, he wasn't too excited.
Took him about an hour to calm down. He was ready to call the cops because we had disappeared. Because we just couldn't leave
Yep.
that place. It was way too much fun.
Oh, we were
Yeah.
catching so many fish.
Yeah, that was a blast.
The
Was.
carp. Wasn't there catfish we were catching too?
I think we caught some catfish, yeah. We caught a lot of things.
Big
It was a
catfish.
blast. So do you remember going to Coyote Creek in the RV?
Oh yeah.
Pardon?
Yes.
That was a
No,
blast.
last year we went was like 2009, I think.
Was it?
I believe so.
Really?
I liked that place because it had a bathroom and it had a shower in part of that little RV park, so you could get
Well,
clean.
It improved over the years. I don't know. I don't remember what they had when we were really young, but it definitely had that at the end.
I don't know if you remember one
Yeah.
year, one of my magazines was supposed to be done before the trip because we had to plan the trip, and they didn't finish it on time, so they had to send me blueprints FedExed,
Yep, I remember this.
and they came in a taxi. You remember that?
Yeah, I remember this. I
And
remember
so
the reaction.
I went to the RV and I was going through all these things looking for checks, and then they had a phone next to the bathroom, and I called them and gave them corrections or whatever. And that was bizarre to see a taxi show up. Must have cost them hundreds of dollars to get it out there.
Yeah. Wasn't there an error?
Wow.
What's that?
Wasn't there like a, they sent you like a negative,
It's called a blueprint.
but you didn't realize that's what they were sending you, and didn't you freak out?
Nah,
I
I was expecting a blueprint.
Well, there was
At least
another
that's what I
time.
recall.
There was another time where they sent you something, the printers, and it wasn't what you expected,
Oh, wow.
and it was like panic mode, if I recall.
I turned into granddad for a few minutes, huh?
Well, I think it was like just a situation where you're like, whoa, what is this?
Do you remember seeing the beavers at Coyote Creek?
Oh yeah,
I do.
Yep, that was pretty
yeah.
cool.
Didn't we
There
have a
was-
skunk run in up there too?
What's that?
We had a skunk run in at one point too.
Oh, I don't remember that. Do you remember that time, Clark? There was a big party just over the stream, and and you and I snuck over there and hung out.
A-Frame, we played some like cards with them and hung out. Yeah,
That was
I
pretty cool.
remember
Did you guys eat
some of
their
my
food?
favorite movies. Of course, but one of my favorite memories up there was we would spend a day damming up a part of the creek, and then we'd come back next year and it'd still be there, and it'd be a fishing pole.
Oh, wow, I don't even remember that. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, it was like halfway to the beaver dam, where that porta-john was. Well, not
Oh,
the actual building, but it was that bank where it went around. We'd always dam it up there.
I'll be darned. That's pretty cool. Remember when you and I took walk up the hill? It turns out they used to have a circle all the way around,
Yeah,
and we had to cross the stream because there was actually a bridge on the other side because we found the remnants of it. And they had, I don't know if you remember, they had people there that would stay there, camp people.
Uh-huh.
And we went over there and they had pamphlets, and it showed where the circle used to be because the pamphlets were old because the circle didn't exist anymore.
yeah, that was. I remember that being a fun hike.
Yeah, that was
And,
decent.
we'd always-
That was decent time.
Yeah,
give
we'd
me a
always
ride
go
in
downriver to that sucker pond hole.
Oh.
The one upstream,
Yeah,
you had to
think it
crawl
was- yeah, it
over
was
the fence. Yeah, that was a good hole.
yeah. We
A lot
just
of fish
catch
in that
fish.
hole. What's that?
I remember making a little like rock dam and putting the fish inside the little water cage.
I do remember that.
Right by
He
the
didn't like the
bridge?
sucker.
It was no, not that high up. We crossed the fence and you went a couple hundred yards, and it was
Oh,
before the actual bridge. And of course, remember the lake? We used to fish those lakes up there near the bridge.
Oh, I can't remember the name of those lakes. Do you remember the last time we went, Dad? We were catching them on the fly rod. You kept the fly rod for a couple days too.
No, I don't remember that.
Yeah, I remember that.
Good. I actually caught something with a fly rod. I'm glad to hear that.
Yeah, it was because above the fence there was like this riffle we were catching the fish in, and like
In the
for
pond?
like no, this is above the fence and right outside the
Yeah,
campground.
there was a spot there where you caught like 10, 15 fish.
Yeah, and it was like I had to leave for work, so it was like, here's my fly rod.
Oh, really?
Had a good time with it, if I recall.
Oh, yeah.
It was like a riffle. It was like a hard spot to fish with.
It was.
where you
Yeah, there was a
wanted.
lot of fish there. That's
That
for
was
sure.
fun,
And you
On the
guys
spot.
don't remember before you were born. If you go up to remember the bridge way up high.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it never was there back in the '60s. My dad took my brother and I, and we went with Tom and Bill and Jack, our cousins and my uncle. And there was a little road. The stream split into the middle, a little above where the bridge is now. And
Yeah.
you could drive up and go across that, and we camped on that little island. and there was nothing back then. There was one house and nobody there. That was before it was really populated.
It's amazing how much
That was a lot of fun.
I remember the skunk story.
Tell me the skunk score. I don't remember.
I think we had two of them. It was the kitty. The one at Coyote Creek was when we were really young. Granddad had those two spaniels. Spaniels?
Dogs?
Two dogs. Yeah, Penny and
Oh yeah, the Cocker Spaniels.
the Cocker Spaniels. And we were walking them with Granddad. Clark and I were, and skunk like came out, ran across the campground. Dogs chased after it.
And what was that again? Say it one more time.
The dogs chased after it, and I remember, like, I think they pulled us over, the leashes. Do you remember that, Clark? And didn't the skunk run into somebody's, like, camper?
Definitely near. I don't know if it was in. I don't have a good memory of
I
it.
remember it was, like, all the campground dogs were, like,
Flipping out.
yeah. And then I think there was another time, Dad, you and I were fishing a beaver pond. We were sitting there, and on the other side of the bank, skunk just comes walking across.
Oh boy. And that pond was a pretty good fishing hole.
Yeah. I can't remember if that was at Coyote Creek or not. It must have been.
Probably so.
Yeah.
Uh,
And then I remember one year we went up there and there were just a bunch of tourists for whatever reason. And we'd be sitting there fishing and these people would just walk up the creek right in the hole we're fishing, just right through. And that was just
Texans,
so obnoxious.
Probably Texans.
for sure.
Yeah, do you remember we were fishing at that hole and the storm came in and we ran across the stream into a porta potty or whatever, circular potty. It just was just intense.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know if we went back fishing at that after or not, but it was really a lot of
Probably.
rain. Luckily we got into there.
Yeah, I remember always sitting in the RV at night listening to the rain, too.
God, that was nice.
Great.
Using that was fun.
Always watch Monty Python.
Yep, we had the Monty Python back then.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles,
Pardon?
Yeah, do you remember Dandelions?
Dandelions.
No, I don't.
It's
So
like
much.
I don't know. I just used to get a
It
kick
was-
out of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 3 or something.
Yeah, it was a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles movie, and we were just messing around with fast forward and play and rewind, and one time we hit play, and it just said, Dandelions.
I don't remember that.
For whatever reason, that just cracked the heck out of us. And we
That's
were just
funny. Yeah, I don't
laughing.
remember that one.
Still remember it. I do too. I still remember that. I mean, we must have been young.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were pretty young back there. You guys were, I wasn't.
Well, you're probably my age. Clark and I's age now. That's the crazy part.
Yeah, that was a nice place. I assume it's still around, but it was nice because you could have the RV, you had a bathroom, you had showers, you had a phone, and you had the outdoors, which was a lot of fun.
You hook
Had
up.
Let's see.
electrical and water.
What's that?
Had electrical and water.
Yes.
I remember
Remember
at, in Yellowstone, we were at Yellowstone. I remember walking around Geyser Basin. This is before we got too far away from Yellowstone.
Yep.
I remember walking around Geyser Basin. That's where like Old Faithful is, and a bunch of other geysers. It was like us three, and then Granddad. I remember Granddad's like, he's always trying to move. He's like moving.
He's always trying to do what?
He's always on the go.
Oh,
Right, he's
gotcha.
up-
On to
he's
the
up, right.
next.
And I remember you two, would sit next to the geysers, and they'd pop, and this water would come up, and you guys would always like stand.
And what'd you say at the end?
You guys would stand in it, you two. You'd
Boy,
be
we
like,
were
it's
nuts.
not hot. Yeah, well, it's not hot. It's like you guys were proving the point because they're like little
Oh, because
balls.
it had kind of particled out already.
Yeah, I mean, you weren't like on top of it. It was like caught in the wind or whatever. And I also remember catching grasshoppers and throwing them into the creek that was over there.
At Yellowstone?
In Yellowstone, yeah.
Yeah.
And we would do that like everywhere we went.
Oh, man.
But
When we were at Old Faithful, I remember a bird flew by and pooped right on Granddad's hat.
I remember
He
that.
was so mad.
He was what?
He was very upset.
Did he have
It
a
was his
hat
bucket
on?
hat.
Yeah, it was old, like, the wide brim hat. It was like blue.
The bucket hat.
Yeah.
I think I kept that hat. I have that hat somewhere.
Do you really?
Really?
Yeah, I don't know how I ended up with it, but I remember when he passed away, I got that TV and a hat.
That's something else.
It's great.
So let's see. I have Shady Lakes here. I guess we went to Shady Lakes a few times.
A couple. But
Yeah,
I remember we'd
that's when we
always...
used to catch them without bait.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I was going to bring up. Now, I remember one time Dad had a treble hook on the line, and he caught a fish right in its butt.
Oh, I don't remember that. Wow.
Yeah, inlet, right?
I remember actually bending the hook a little bit, so you could kind of wiggle and it would fall off because we didn't want to sit there and spend all our money. We just were catch and release, but you weren't supposed to release. You're supposed to cash in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember one time I caught this monster fish and there was a guy watching me and I said, "You want this fish?" He goes, "Yeah." I gave him the fish, so he could enjoy it. Yeah, Shady Lakes was cool. I don't even know if it's still around or not.
I don't think it is. I think,
Like
I think the owner passed away and his kids didn't want to keep it going, I think.
Didn't want to mess with it, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, that
Can't
was fun. I
remember
remember.
Mhm.
Did we give Chauncey fish? Chauncey would like eat the fish.
She'd eat them head first.
Yeah.
Oh, she'd go nuts for him. She'd constantly get so excited when the water rippled, and she'd just drag Dad right into the creek or the lake.
I got nailed a
Did a
couple
deal.
times.
Yeah, Fenton.
the leash, because you'd put the leash on your belt.
Yeah.
Yeah, that didn't turn out too well.
Yeah.
I remember taking her to San Antonio Creek. You familiar with that?
Mm-hmm.
It's on the way to Fenton. And we went down in this little, I was fishing and I was sitting there and I would take pebbles and throw them in the water. And Chauncey would flip and just, because she thought it was fish. She loved fish. He was hilarious.
It might have been that trip, but I remember we went to some creek that was bigger than Coyote Creek, and it was like the day or two after they had just stocked it, so all the fish were still shocked. And I spent the whole day walking up the river creek stream and just catching it with my hands.
Wow.
And that was so fun.
Well, that reminds me, remember when we went to Colorado, what was the name of that stream? Shoot. Big Stream.
San Juan?
I don't think it was San Juan. I can't remember. But we found this hole. I don't know if you guys remember. It was on a turn. And we could catch fish all day there. What was the name of that stream? I'm not going to remember. Another RV trip.
No.
What else on Fenton? I don't know if you guys remember, my dad went to Fenton without us. I can't believe he did that. And the water was low because they were building the dam up because they were going to dredge it because it was been there for umpteen years. But the EPA wouldn't let them dredge it unless they figured out where to put the mud. So they just raised everything. So they lowered the water, and my dad remember seeing stumps that had been there since the 20s, but they're underwater, so they don't get rotted.
Mm-hmm.
And
Oh.
that's what the farming guy, one of those people, and he told him where Fenton and his wife were buried, Do you remember going up to where Fenton and his wife were buried?
Yeah. Stone. I bet we have a picture of it.
Cool. I bet we have a couple. Yeah, that was pretty neat.
It started getting really covered with moss when we
hard to
started
find.
getting older.
Really hard to find.
Dad, didn't you go out there when it was low like that? I think you have a picture like way out in the middle.
It's up the hill.
No, I'm talking about the lake when the lake was low.
Well, it wasn't low when we were there. It was when my dad was there, and then they filled it back up. I never saw it that low.
I remember
Yeah,
you saw
look.
it
Go ahead,
like
Clark.
inner tube thing.
Oh, float tube.
Yeah, I had that inner tube thing, and we took out a raft. We went once, but it started leaking. That was fun.
That was the same one we
that's
went to. Oh, Stone Lake.
Stone
That's a
Lake.
good story.
What's that?
Stone Lake. That's a good story too. I think we were all thinking the same thing there.
Yeah, go ahead and tell it.
I caught
Big
the
Clark
biggest
guy.
fish in the lake that day.
Yep, right here.
You were walking up behind me and told me to stop casting, and I was just like, meh. And I was like, what
Took
am
a
I
couple-
saying?
That took a couple minutes to get that one out.
Ooh.
that was a good one.
That was
Yeah.
a hell of a lake. We caught it when it was a little too hot, but you can catch some crazy fish in that lake, or used to. I don't know about the history now. It's a beautiful
Yeah,
place.
Horse Lake, right?
What's that?
Horse Lake was the other one.
Horse? Never caught a fish in Horse Lake. Gorgeous lake.
Yeah.
I remember going
No,
once,
Korea.
was putting my raft in the water, and there was these guts from a fish. And I'm like, holy crud, there must be some huge fish in this lake, but I never found them. Must have been fishing in the wrong spot. Beautiful lake.
Yeah, I think we caught one when we were out that day. It was one
Did
of us
we?
didn't have-
I don't remember.
No, we had one big bite. I think we caught
Oh.
one. I think caught one.
Oh, okay.
Besides the biggest fish, maybe. Maybe it's you,
Yeah,
Dad. But one of us had a huge bite in the rod. But we weren't holding it. It was in the holder.
Gone.
And I think ever since that day, I've never used a rod holder.
Good. So you remember the
I
ice
recall
pond, Andrew?
Yeah.
That was a hell of a fish. It's sitting
The
up over
original.
here on the other side of the wall.
I remember the original ice pond.
Yeah.
Yep. I like that.
You double
There's
hooked
like a
that
hat-
fish. Do you remember that?
Yeah, I remember I missed the first take. Bobber went down. And on the second time, got it though.
Yeah, but both hooks were in him when we pulled him up.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
Yeah, that was pretty cool. And everybody at the pond was flipping out because this fish was, I don't know what it was, 20 some odd inches. And you were like 6 years old.
Yeah.
Yeah, that thing was shoulder height on you.
I remember it turning and being like, holy smokes, this is a big fish. And it was
Yeah.
lived on me. Yeah.
Yeah, it came in and then it turned and we went, oh,
It was like, don't
would
lose
have
this fish.
cried if we'd lost that one.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's a heck of a fish. Golly. I should show the boys that picture.
Yeah. You have it anymore?
I don't think I have it on hand.
Do you remember
So-
Grandpa cooking Bohemian dumplings?
I do.
Sauerkraut and dumplings?
I love
Yes.
that. That was delicious.
Yeah, that makes me hungry right now.
I remember them when Ian was a baby. And I remember everybody laughing and saying, hey, when was... I don't remember. When was Ian?
Say it again.
When was Ian born? He's 15?
He was born in 2007, December.
Yeah, I remember him eating the sauerkraut and everyone being like, oh no, he's going to have the poops.
Did he like it?
He loved it. I remember him loving it.
That's
Yeah, those
hilarious.
were good. That was the dumplings. Yeah.
Yeah, that'll be fun to eat those again. I haven't eaten those in a long time.
Yeah, I hadn't even thought about those.
So you remember you guys would wrestle on the bed when you were young?
We love to make little choreographies for the wrestling.
And you had like underwear on, and that was your wrestling outfits, and Andrew
Right.
would slam you down, and you just laugh.
Yep.
Luckily, none of you fell off the bed.
Nobody got hurt too badly.
Nope.
That's
Yeah,
good.
Still made a rubber at that age.
That was pretty funny. So you remember, Clark, when you went to, what was it, Farmington for paintball?
Yeah.
With
That was
James?
a fun trip. Yeah.
That was a good
That,
time.
They had like a pretty interesting speedball course for the tournament. That was
Did they
fun.
really?
I recall it.
Did we just go once? I don't remember.
I think it was just the once.
When did we go
played
on
in a
that
couple-
railroad? Was it just you and me, Clark? On that?
Yeah, it's
Yeah, I
just,
think it was Toombrays and Toltec.
Yeah.
Toombrays?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I can't
I think
believe.
that was
I
just you and
thought
I.
that was a
Just-
paintball trip too, right?
Maybe we doubled
Might
that
have
up.
been. I just remember being covered in soot, just caked in soot.
And sometimes you go out between the cars, and it's just like, if you take a wrong step, you're gone. Surprised they
Yeah.
let that.
Well,
Yeah, that was crazy. So
Good
remember
one.
the three-man basketball, Andrew?
Yeah, what was that called? The what was that?
slam?
Globe? No, I can't remember. Yeah, I remember it in Farmington with it was Carlos and Colin. Somebody else.
Yeah, Carlos and Colin. That was a fun tournament.
Didn't we have a fourth that played with us?
Yeah, maybe you did. Wasn't Tim, was it?
It might have been Tim.
Yeah.
Might have been Tim Hoppin, yeah.
So I don't know if you remember, the first day we lost some games and we had to win this one matchup or we wouldn't make it to the second day.
Mm-hmm.
And you were shooting with like no time on the clock to tie the game, and you shot and it went in while Colin was yelling, "Pass me the ball, pass me the ball."
Mm-hmm.
You remember that at all?
I remember the shot, bank shot.
And you remember you got in the newspaper blocking a guy's shot?
Oh, that's right, yeah.
Yeah. And that
Yeah.
night, so we were going to come back the next day, and I think we played a real good team and lost the first game. But we were sitting in bed, and the lights were off, and you said, "Dad, did you think my shot was going to go in?" I said, "Yep, I thought it was going to go in." That was a fun time. 2 trips to Farmington. That was pretty good.
Yeah, we lost in the tournament of that one, right? If I recall. But we got
Yeah,
in
you
there.
lost the second day, if I recall. You made the.
Yeah.
It was not easy. You guys were young, and there were some old people in that tournament.
Yeah, I remember it being fun though.
Oh, it was a blast. Yeah, it was a great time.
Yeah.
I didn't remember the
games.
parents. I just remember you guys. Let's see. Oh, Clark, do you remember Alamogordo sleepover with? Did you both go, or was it just Clark? I don't remember. The Space Museum.
I think that was just Clark.
I remember it.
Right back.
Pardon?
I know. He thinks it was just me. And it was. Let's see. I think we went to. I don't know. I think my favorite memory on that one, if I recall, is they gave us like marshmallows and spaghettis to make little buildings, and
Yeah.
you, in your engineering wisdom, used tape, and all the kids were using marshmallows.
I don't even remember. I remember, but I don't remember doing well at it. I just remember the event. It was pretty cool.
You guys won, I thought.
Good. Just kidding. It was a fun sleepover. I thought the whole thing was really neat.
What was that for? I don't remember that.
Yeah, it's just
Cub Scouts?
Alamogordo. They have a space museum there, and we'd go for one night, sleep over, have a bunch of activities, and then go to McDonald's the next day, eat some food, and go home.
It was just
Yeah.
like
I
a
thought it
random
was-
camp? Was
I thought it was Cub Scouts.
Cub Scouts.
Okay.
And I kind of remember Vic the Dick being there.
I don't remember that at all, so that's a memory I've lost.
That's good.
Yeah, smart.
That's good.
Yeah, he had his issues, didn't he?
Yeah, Cub Scouts.
It's interesting.
We
guy.
sure pissed him off winning all the Pinewood Derbies.
Oof, yeah, we did beat him up pretty good. I forget how many. I think Andrew won 3 out of 4 years. And then we went to the regional thing or whatever, and we did pretty well. I've got a picture. I don't know where it is. It's somewhere over here. Both you guys standing there with your trophies because you were like young. You were young, and you were near the end, like your whatever they call the levels. And you both won at the regionals in your level, and I got a picture of both you holding those.
That was a pretty special time, man. That's fun.
That was a lot of fun. And
Yeah.
okay, what was your friend's name? Russ?
Ross.
Ross?
Yeah, Ross.
Tell us the story, Clark.
Well, we helped him build his car, and as we had that whole test set up to make sure the tires were straight, and that's essentially why we always won. Plus our hubcap graphite, that helped out.
Yeah. Yeah. Go ahead. Just kidding.
This isn't public, is it?
No, it's fine. I'm joking.
But so we helped him build his car and test it and straighten out all the wheels, and he won pack. And he immediately was like, he was thrilled. He was super excited. And he called me on the phone later that week and was like, "You're not going to work on your cars, right?" Because he was afraid we were going to beat him for district. So he was
And you did.
very
And we
happy
did.
about
And you
mine.
did. He finished
Yes,
second in
yes.
district. You finished first. But what we told him
You
was...
sabotaged.
What's that?
Nothing.
Go ahead.
I said you sabotaged him. It was a joke.
Yeah, so-
That was a bad joke.
We told him, we're going to take the car and run it down that thing again because it's been running, all day. And sure enough, the car wasn't straight anymore. So we go around and got it straight and won district. And he still finished second. That was pretty cool.
Yeah, I remember that.
That was good. I got to let my dog out real quick. Be right back.
He was so happy. I remember he was so happy how well he did.
That's great.
Yeah, I wonder how he's doing. Clark, you ever...
Clark knows he'll be back.
I think he was a firefighter.
Yeah.
Or something.
I forget what he's doing now. It may be
Yeah.
firefighting.
Yeah, Ross is, he was doing firefighting up in Santa Fe, and I know he is extremely big in the, speed shooting
Wow.
competitions.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah, man, I wish my camera could just choose a game setting and stop adjusting.
Yeah, I had to
Too
get a
late
light
now.
on.
Yeah, that was neat that we helped him do that. He was really excited about it.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah, I tried to look up to see if the Pinewood Derby was the thing here, and it doesn't look like it is. I was a little bit
Just
disappointed.
curious. Too many
Yeah.
outdoor activities there, I guess.
It'd be a perfect winter activity, just
Yeah, it would
inside
be.
racing.
Yeah, remember, was it called the Space Derby when we made those little things? And
Yeah. I love that.
yeah, remember we
That was a fun-
we went and bought a box of rubber bands from the Pinewood or the Cub Scout place, and then sampled them by color. Actually, we made that test thing where we took a board, put a nail in a piece of wood, and then
Yeah.
you just put the rubber bands, and you got the ones where it pulled the wood up more, and we sampled those, and it was like, remember they would try and wind it, and they couldn't get all the way to the 10, and they say, "I'm afraid to wind it anymore." He says, "Don't worry, just let it go."
Yeah.
We won that by so much, and Vic was so mad. What a sad
Wasn't
human
it-
being. What's that?
What was the name of yours, Carver or Clark? It was the Flying Pickle. Remember you spray painted it green because it would melt the styrofoam?
Probably.
It was
I
like
don't
the Flying
remember that.
Pickle. Maybe there's somebody's in there that was
Yeah.
called that.
I made a bunch of weird names. I can't recall them.
Remember the Silver Bullet in Pinewood Derby?
Yeah, I
Or the
remember
Silver Wave?
Yeah, Silver Wave
Yeah.
is what I remember.
That was the best
Cool.
car we ever made. It never won. It won every race by a car length, and that included district. It was straight. I mean, you'd run down that board, and it'd go all the way to the board, and it was like, wow. And that was the best car we ever made.
Yeah, that was a good one.
Those were a lot of good times.
Was that your car or?
You know, I don't remember whose car it was. It may have been Andrew's.
I think it
Yeah.
was yours. I think it was like the first year we did it too.
Yeah, it was an
I-
early year.
I don't remember, but it was fantastic. What was that
I
trip?
remember.
Go ahead.
Sorry, when you had the Silver Wave or the Silver Bullet, I had made that white one with I put like a windshield cutout in it.
Wow.
When that was like kindergarten for me. I remember that car.
I'm not sure if I remember that car. They're somewhere buried around here. So tell me about that Arizona trip we went with James. Do you remember that one?
Yeah, I don't really recall why we were there.
Yeah, I don't either. I remember swimming in the pool and having a good time, but I don't remember
Yeah.
why we went.
I know James was thrilled because that was like the first time he had ever been on an airplane.
Yeah,
So he always talks about that. And
he still
I
does.
remember I got that. Yeah, and I got that trading card game, the Pokemon trading card game, and I played that a bunch during that trip. But
Was it just the three of us? Were we with his parents or not?
it was just the three of us, I think.
Yeah, I think I may have bought his ticket. I'm starting to remember a little bit.
Yeah, I believe you did.
That's pretty cool. Yeah, so funny. We don't even remember why we went. Maybe we just went on a trip.
Yeah, shoot, no, maybe someday we'll remember.
Yes.
I'll ask James next time. I see him.
Do you remember when we went to Carvallis to visit my mom before she came and moved here?
Yep.
Yeah.
She was
I
so
do.
glad
I
we
remember the-
came. What's
Yeah,
that?
I love that weather.
Was
Yeah, that
nice
giant
weather.
tree. Actually, the big redwoodish looking thing.
Yeah, big trees.
Yeah, that was a cool spot. I remember that trip.
That was a good
I
time.
don't remember what we did. I
What's
remember
that?
being at our house and it raining a lot. That's about
Definitely
it.
was
Yep.
raining out there.
I remember petting her cat a bunch.
Oh yeah, actually the cat. Yeah.
So tell me
That's torture
about
for
the
you.
S.Y. Jackson Carnival, Halloween Carnival.
Yeah, do you remember that much, Andrew?
Oh man, the carnival. The one thing I remember about the carnival was one guy had a costume. He remember what it was. It was like a zombie costume where his head was like in the belly.
Repeat that. I can't
You
hear
know,
you.
Sorry if my mic's not working. I apologize.
Yeah, go ahead.
You guys hear? Okay. It was like a guy was in his what would you call it? He had a costume where it was like built onto his shoulders. It looked like his head was coming out of somebody's belly. That's it. That's all I remember out of the carnival. And there was
It's
like
a good memory.
That is good.
How about you, Clark?
Yeah. I mean, I just remember, every single classroom had its own little mini game, carnival game, and then they turned the gymnasium into a cardboard box haunted mansion path that you could walk through, crawl through. And I just remember it being just really cool. There were a bunch of cakewalks. Since we were talking
Love the
about that earlier.
cakewalks.
Yeah.
They didn't let me partake in that.
No. But, I don't know, that was just really cool.
Yeah, they did a good job of that.
Were they still doing that with the grandkids? Ian?
Well, they're all out of SY, out of
Well,
Eisenhower.
they were.
I don't think Eisenhower
Yeah,
did it.
Okay.
So yeah, Clark is in 9th grade now. So,
I'm a what?
Ian.
excuse me, Ian's in 9th grade now. So Clark, you don't remember being in spelling bees?
I don't recall it.
You were great at spelling bees. You finished like
I
the
remember
top
being
2 or 3
great.
every time.
Just don't remember.
What did you say,
Must have
Clark?
been all that. I remember being great at spelling, but I don't remember the spelling bees. It must
Yeah.
be all the
Yeah, you're-
anxiety.
I've got a note that says old video games, but I don't know why I have that note. You guys remember anything fun about old video games?
Well, I'm sure Clark does.
Yeah. I mean, for the really old ones, I recall we used to have that putt-putt game on that DOS machine.
That was a fun game.
Oh my
Yeah,
gosh,
like-
yeah, with the windmill.
The hamburger.
Started
yeah,
with
there's a
Z,
windmill,
didn't
there's
it?
a hamburger button.
Yeah, I think it started
Zany
with
golf.
Z.
Hamburger.
Zany golf.
Yeah. Mini golf. We used to play that. That was
That
fun.
was a fantastic one. Do you remember you tried out for a contest over at Blockbuster and you like finished second in there?
Yeah, it was that Donkey Kong Country. Yeah, it was get the most bananas, and I guess nobody else knew the secret tunnel just above the starting area that was full of bananas.
Yeah, you almost went to the next level. If you'd have finished first, they'd have taken you somewhere. I don't know.
Yeah, got a
And
bunch
I
of X-Men cards.
Yep. I remember when you were both young, when Andrew would play a game, a video game, this is the old house, and he'd lose, he'd get mad and start, "Ah!" And then when Clark would lose, he'd just turn it on again and start playing again. Different personalities.
No
Wish I
comment.
kept that decision.
Pardon?
Now I get mad. Wish I could have kept that patience up.
Yeah, you matured. What is this?
Immatured.
Oh,
Yeah, you regress.
remember the Golden Drenus in Santa Fe?
Yeah, the Las Golondrinas.
I think you were in 3rd grade then. I think it was Corcoran, the teacher.
I had Corcoran in 1st or 2nd. No, 2nd grade. I think, Andrew, you had her in 3rd.
Okay, well, maybe that was there. I don't remember if Andrew was there or not, but I remember we went up to the guy who does the ironwork and the horseshoes. What is that person called?
Blacksmith.
Blacksmith. So we're sitting there, we're standing there, and all these kids are there, and some of the adults, and the blacksmith starts talking about how he does his job, and he said, "What do people expect from me?" And I'm assuming he meant, horseshoes or whatnot. And Clark at 3rd grade or whatever said, "Quality work at a reasonable price." And all the parents and the teachers were just laughing. It's like, where did that come from? From a 3rd grader. That was a good time.
That was not me.
What's that?
Andrew
I don't
said
think we
it's not.
got
It wasn't
that
him.
me in 3rd grade.
I think it was 3rd grade. It was somewhere in that time frame.
It was about that time.
So, the hell is this? Something about birthday and somebody wanted sushi.
Birthday and sushi.
You talking about Carver?
I don't think so. That's what I have in my note. I guess I should take better notes.
Birthday and sushi.
And then the next one
Is
is
it-
Joel at work laughing.
Oh,
Is that the
God.
Rick
Well, that's a good story, Dad. Start with the Rick James while I gain the courage to tell the other one.
Okay. So you had a bunch of your friends over, 3 or 4, and they had their own computers sitting in the living room. I'm working as usual. And at midnight or so, I walk into the room and I just stop and they're all sitting there and I said, "I'm Rick James, bitch." I forget exactly their response, but it was fun.
That's great.
You remember,
So-
I forget who it was. Dave Chappelle used to imitate him.
Oh,
yeah, it was
yeah.
Dave Chappelle's bit.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
All right, so now tell
They
the
got
other
a
one.
crack. Well, so this was when Joel was working for you, and I think Adam was over there too, working for you as well. And
Yep.
they told me that, they're just sitting there tinkering away, and then they just hear you start laughing and giggling, and then they both look over, and I guess you had pulled up Paris Hilton's special tape off the computer.
I don't remember
You,
that,
like-
but that's good.
You turned and looked at him and was like, "What the fuck is this shit?" I can't remember exactly what you said, but
Yeah, I don't remember
Oh,
that,
man.
but that's a good one.
How
cracked
old,
the
how
heck
old
out
were
of me.
they?
That
How
was
old
probably
were
about
those?
14, 15. Yeah, they had to have been like 15, 16, yeah.
So I got
That'd be
another
the
one.
best.
We got a handful still left here, but I don't know if you remember, my dad would tell a story about his senior year in high school. And he decided he wanted to get a letter in the sport, wanted a letter.
Oh, yeah.
So he decided to try out for the long distance running team. So he went out and ran around what he thought would be about the distance for the long distance running, and he was like, "Oh, I can do this. I did a good time. I can do it." So he went over, talked to the coaches for the track, and said, "Hey, I want to try out for the long distance running." And they said, "Oh, great. Here's your uniform. Saturday, 10 o'clock. Show up." So he shows up. They circle, and then they go out, and then they come back and they circle to come through. So as he was coming down the final stretch, the coaches were on the inside of the track. And as he went by them, one of the coach says, "He's still running." And my dad didn't get it. He just jogging, getting to the finish line, and then all of a sudden it dawned on him. They were talking about him. They didn't think he'd finish the race. He finished second on his team, and he continued to finish second on his team. But what a rude awakening for my dad after a few moments of going by those coaches and realizing that they were talking about him.
Oh, that's terrible. I remember he
That's a
had some
great one
story,
right there.
He got really bad calf cramps, and the coaches had to set him on a table and beat on his calves.
Who's this?
Your dad.
They said that? I don't remember that. Say it again.
Yeah, he had some story where he was it was from cross country, and he was getting really bad calf cramps, and so he had the coaches would set him on a table and work on his calves.
I don't remember that
It
part.
was-
That's pretty good.
It hurt so bad he
Painful.
couldn't walk.
Oh my. Somehow I
That
forgot
story.
that part.
And he
So
talked
what's
about
this
the horse.
ninja phase?
Oh, that was when me and my friends, we were in the ninja phase of life. What was that, 14, 16? And we'd put shirts on backwards and tie them up so you could only see our eyes, and we'd sneak around all the time. And one time, Joel and I had snuck into the house, and we were going around hiding, and I think we were in the house for a good hour and a half or two, and you didn't know, and we'd walk past your office, and then at some point you went upstairs to go to bed or something, and we were like, all right, let's get in the fridge, and we shut the fridge too loud or something, and you heard it, and you come down, and you're like, who is there? I know you're in here. And you were
That's
really
funny.
scared. And I just remember ripping my mask off. Dad, it's me. It's me.
Don't shoot.
I'd never seen you. Yeah.
Don't
it was like,
shoot.
Yeah, you
I'd never
surprised
seen
me
you
on
so
that one.
serious. Yeah. Never seen
Remember
you so
Ross?
serious.
Every time Ross came over, he'd get hurt, and the parents had to come pick him
Yeah.
up.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, what?
What?
Broke his
You get
knee,
concussion.
got a concussion, wrist stuff. He was a train wreck.
That concussion
What
was
was
pretty
the-
scary. We went over
all
to
those
the
Concussions.
skateboard park, and I saw him fall on his head, and so we went home, and he kept repeating. He would say something, and then 3 minutes later, he kept saying it again. So we called the parents and said, "Get your kid. He's probably got a concussion." And they had to take him to the hospital that night.
And his knee was...
We were TPing somebody, and they had yelled at us through the window, and we took off, and we were running back home, and he tripped and hit his knee on the concrete. And
In
the
the
funny
neighbor's
part
yard.
is, in the neighbor's yard, he was that far away from the grass.
The parents probably thought we were doing it on purpose.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Give that kid some milk.
Yeah,
man.
they're like, yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
we used to
yeah.
play those Nerf balls games, you know?
Yeah,
We
yeah.
turned the lights off in the house, and there was these big cannon ones where they were like 50, 30 of them in there, little tiny ones. We had 2 guns.
Uh-huh.
One leaked a little air, and the other one was perfect. And we didn't have a table in the kitchen. We had all the lights off, and the light was coming from the light outside and the street light. And I could hide right under that little corner in there, and I'm like, oh, I'm going to get these guys. And I was ready. I had it loaded. I'm sitting there quiet, and finally they crawled around, and they came into the kitchen. They're 6 feet away from me, and I'm like, psst. The air leaked out. And I'm like, and they just riddled me with bullets because I was toast.
Yeah, gotcha.
Oh, I had them.
Yes. You got us a few
Pretty sure that was
really
good.
good times.
Those were good times. Those guns were really good. I have a note that
remember
says
all-
coffee gun.
Coffee gun.
Coffee guns?
COFFEY gun.
Coffee gun. I don't remember that one. I remember the laser tag.
Oh yeah, there's the laser tag. We used to have a blast at laser tag, didn't we?
Oh, we kicked butt
Yeah.
at laser tag. I remember.
And then we go
Oh,
to
yeah.
Denny's. Did we go to Denny's first, or we go to Denny's afterwards?
After, I
Afterward.
think.
Play triangle football and eat a bunch of food.
Yeah.
Fresh toast.
Yeah. Yeah, for a while there, we were doing Hinkle like every Friday. It was either laser tag, Nickel City, some go-karts.
What were your guys' names? In the like, remember you could put a name in if you were in school.
Well, I don't remember.
I
What was your
cannot
street
recall
name?
what I put.
How are you? I remember you could.
Back then, I
Gosh, I love
probably
that.
would have been calling myself Monk or something.
We right before I left Sandia, we had like a team building exercise to do like the laser group. I think this is before you started working.
You're step up a little. We can't hear you.
Oh, sorry. This mic's supposed to be really good, but I guess it's not. But we had this team building exercise, and it was laser tag. And oh my gosh, it was just as fun at 30 years old as it was at 14 or whatever.
Yeah, you're
That's
just
cool.
blowing them all up.
Oh, I had so much fun. I think I framed the scorecard and gave it to one of the other engineer guys
Ooh, that good.
because he didn't do well, and we like crushed him. And I was like, "Here you go, Ron."
So you
Here's the
framed it and
scorecard.
gave it to him, just to stick it to him.
Yeah, as a joke. Yeah, as a joke. Friendly joke.
So I got some here. Well, that makes sense. I remember now why I put that note.
Yeah.
So I got one that you probably guys don't know. I was working at Red Top Records and Tapes when I was in high school, making $1.80 an hour.
Yeah.
And Marty Sullivan, a guy I knew in elementary school, and we were friends. He come in there. I don't know if you remember 8 Tracks. Do you remember 8 Tracks?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So I'm watching this guy. He works for He works for a plumber in high school, making $5 an hour, while I make $1.80, which is fun. So I watched him, and he took a tape and stuck it in his back pocket. And come up to the desk. Oh, Emil, good to see you. Actually, he called me Bobby because my name was Bobby back in elementary. And of course, I was in high school, but he still called me my old name. So he goes, okay, well, I'm taking off. I said, okay, Marty, you owe me $4.12. He goes, what? What are you talking about? It says for the 8-track in your right back pocket. And he goes, oh, come on, Emil. You know, we're buddies. I said, how much do you make an hour? He says, $5. I says, I make $1.80. Give me the tape. Out he went. Good old best friends, huh?
Got him.
And here's one I don't understand. Red Top. Quick. Oh, yeah, quick change at Red Top. I was taking a sociology class, and they brought in this guy who was a druggie, recovering drug addict, and he was talking about his life and how not to do it. And he talked about a quick change technique to get money, where you go into a store and buy something for 75 cents. You give them a 20, and then they give you $19.85, and then you take it and you just go, oh, just give me a 40. And you get them all confused. And so you would not believe, like the next day, that night I was working, and here comes a car parking on the long side of the store. And a guy gets out, and I go, that's the guy from sociology class. And sure enough, he came in and he bought one of those little circular things for 45 records. You probably don't know.
Oh.
You have a record label, it's an LP. You put these little things on. So he buys one of those for $1.10, and then he tries to run the thing, and he sends them. I says, give me a 40, and I said, no. Sorry. And you were in my sociology class yesterday. That was fun.
He was like a student? Was he a student, or was he the guy?
Oh, he was the old man. He was at the class doing a talk about how not to be on drugs and do stupid things like the change trick.
And
so I didn't go for it. And then I said, oh, by the way, you were just talking at my sociology class yesterday. Wish I had that on video.
That's a pretty good one.
Yeah.
So you guys got any more off the top of your mind? I'm out of notes here. We can do some more once we think of some more.
We should do some more.
Huh?
Yeah. I think we should do some more. Sorry, if I can figure out a mic thing too if my mic's not very good.
It's good
Mark,
when
can
you come
hear me
up close.
Yeah, I wonder if it's
Yeah,
getting
it's
like
good when
a
you're
noise
up close.
canceling.
You don't
That's
look
what it
as good
sounds
when
like.
you're up close, but the mic sounds good. Just
Yeah,
kidding.
now I'm like the whole screen.
We all
All right,
look
we'll
like
think of
the
some more,
exact
guys. We'll have a couple more. Get the kids on some more.
Yeah.
Get Mallory
sounds
on.
good.
We'll think of some more.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Well, we're over.
Oh, we
we're
have
like an
some more.
hour. That's pretty darn good.
Yeah. Trying to think.
I'll think of some more. We
Yep.
should get an email chain or something going.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I'm going to go take a break, help Ian with his math homework, and sleep.
Oh, nice.
Awesome.
Have fun. What's he in, algebra?
Yep,
Yeah.
among other classes. He's getting an F in algebra and an F in some other class.
Uh-oh.
Having a little trouble.
Turn around algebra.
Yep.
Who's his teacher?
Mossy. Yeah,
I guess I would-
Mossie. I think, or Bossy or
Does Mrs. Gady still
Mossy.
teach there?
Say what?
Does Mrs. Gady still teach there?
I'll have to check. I don't recognize that name.
Yeah, I just had her all 4 years, so I was just curious.
Oh, there's the dog.
Yeah, he is
Wants some
getting
attention.
anxious. Hey, bud, no more dick face.
Oh, He's a good looking
We got a
dog.
lot of good stuff there.
He's a
We
good
now
dog.
have no fence, and our dog is Penny's just out there running around neighbor's yards, pooping in the neighbor yard.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
May have to put some leash on her.
Yeah, I have to
Backyard
figure
leash.
something out. Yeah, she's gonna get the chain of destiny or something. I don't know.
I saw a sign that says fence building. I thought I'd take a picture of it and send it to you. It's a 505 number.
Okay,
That'll
yeah,
help.
let's see what they quote me.
See if they'll go
Yeah.
to Montana.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't want
Have
to build
you
a
had to
fence.
mow the lawn yet?
What'd you
No,
say?
I guess I have. He's asked me if I had to mow the lawn. I will this week, but no, I haven't yet.
Nice.
The boys love to ride that thing, so
Gotta be
You
careful.
did get the ride-on mower?
yeah, we have a ride along mower. It's pretty old. It's pretty beat up, but it moves, so it'll get the
Good.
job done.
So,
Funny.
I'll send you guys a
Yeah,
picture. It's pretty beat up. It's beat up.
I'm coming up to mow this weekend.
Funny.
Come on up. You can mow, man. I don't know what I'm gonna do with it though,
Alright.
because it just lays it all out. There's no like catcher, so I'm just gonna have. I'm not gonna rake this thing. Like this, be raking all day.
Yeah,
I don't know. Figure it out.
Yeah, that's a little bit of a concern.
I guess you gotta cut it in a specific pattern so it all pushes to one side or something into your neighbor's
I wonder.
yard.
Yeah, I should do that. Put it in their yard. The other ones, not the nice ones.
Funny.
Well, cool, Dad. Thanks for getting this. I'll try to figure my mic out for next week. Maybe I'll do it on my
Yeah.
laptop and stuff.
Sounds cool. All right, guys. Love you.
All right, love you too.
That was fun.
You guys as well. Yeah, it was a blast.
Are you gonna Are you just gonna keep these, or are you gonna put them up somewhere?
Well, we got to figure out where to put them. You said you had a cloud. We got to figure out a process where they can last a long time. They don't disappear.
Yeah, sounds good. We can.
What
put
I
it
can
on
do,
my-
I can keep the original high density one, and I can make one for YouTube, and we can stick them somewhere on YouTube unlisted.
Yeah, that
So we
sounds
have
good.
2 copies.
I have like a Google account that has
Cool.
like a terabyte or something in it. So
Oh,
All
wow.
right, so as the years progress, we want to make sure and have multiple copies and stuff so we can keep it.
yeah.
Excellent.
Technology, man.
Yes, this is great.
All right, guys. Have a good night.
Okay, sleep well.
Have a good one.
Bye.